Good morning, everyone. Welcome to From the Heart. I just wanted to hop on really quick because I was thinking about imagination and how our imagination can really take us to places that don't even exist. Obviously, that's one point in having an imagination. But when it comes to real life situations and how we aim to become better thinkers and how to regulate our feelings, emotions, and actions better, we have to really manage our imaginations. Because the truth is, it doesn't really matter if our imagination aligns with what's true. If it's not for purposes of edification, it does us no good to imagine every scenario negative or every scenario, we may think about someone or have an ideal about them, or who they are, what they're doing, what they could have done, and we make up these whole short stories about how things are, and we make it factual, and then our imagination just runs wild. And again, it does not really serve us to do that, because for one, again, if it's true, it's true. And once the truth is revealed, we still have to have the wisdom to be able to respond in a proper, or we should be able to respond in a way that won't incriminate us or cause us to step outside of our character. So in rehearsing our thoughts about something with our imaginations, even if we imagine the worst case scenario, at least we should have some inkling about how we're gonna respond to it. Typically we don't, though. We imagine all these negative things about people, what they're doing, who they are, what their thought processes are, and then we come up with our reaction, how we should respond to that. It's a negative response, even in our feelings and thoughts to a perceived scenario. That's only in our imaginations. We don't even have any solid evidence yet. So I was just kind of thinking, because I know a lot of times, let's say in relationships, sometimes we let our imagination run wild, right? So we may be thinking our partner is doing something, maybe they are, maybe we feel like it's some infidelity going on, or we make assumptions about what their intentions were, and we really don't know. So I think it's important to be able to ask questions in a way where we're not imposing our preconceived beliefs onto that person, because that's not going to translate well. So if we already have imagined something, and then even when we do approach the situation with this imaginative way of thinking, it's not going to relay well to the listener, because you've already concluded what it is. So it's really quite incriminating rather than questionary. So I was just thinking of that, because I was thinking about a time where I would just assume, I'm assuming stuff. I'm maybe due to my past experiences, maybe due to what I'm used to the situation being and proven to be, but that's not always the case. And again, even if it is, even if I have imagined correctly, I need to be able to, that should give me time. If I'm going to rehearse that, which I shouldn't, because it's not going to do anything good for my soul or my spirit. So it's better, if I don't know, just to think about something else. Think about things that are, that'll build myself up. Lovely things, the right things, according to what the Word of God says. Because our imaginations can cause us to, can create realities that would have otherwise never existed. So yeah, I just felt myself rehearsing some of my past experiences. I would think that, this is happening, or this is what's going on, or what this person may have thought, based on what I perceived as correct, or based on their actions. So I don't have any solid evidence, but yet this makes sense to me. So I'm going to just go with this because this is the best I can rationalize it. And again, now I'm feeling some kind of stirring up of anger or bitterness or hurt or whatever it is, because I've imagined what I think is the likely scenario, and either I'm right or I'm wrong. But in any event, it's not beneficial to run away with my imagination one way or the other. Now, if I have the facts, I have to process the feelings. But until, if it's going to affect me in any kind of emotional way, any kind of psychological way. But before then, it does no good for me to, just dwell and, to use time to, rehearse things that aren't even proven yet. So I don't know. I hope it helps someone. It's life. It happens. It's something that I'm still working on, something I've gotten a lot better at managing. But the reason why I came on is because I was kind of like thinking in that direction about something that's not even a factor anymore. I was just rehearsing how I used to think like that, or how I thought like that about a given situation, and I probably was right. But the reality is I may not have been right, and then I'm wasting time and energy on something. And then if I was right, again, let me just, if I'm going to pre-imagine something, let me predetermine also how I'm going to respond to it in the best way that's going to be beneficial to my emotional and psychological health. So, all right, I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to jump on real quick and say that. And until next time, as always, keep shining.